folks! Nah, I'm just joking. Welcome to this video with an incredible collection, with actually 101 piece, because this is a unique collection that is the only one in existence, complete of course, in the world. This is a collection that was given to me by a friend, which kept it for like 20 plus years, I think. And it's not a classic complete set of Ice Age, as you can see by the thumbnail of the video, but indeed it's a complete artist-proof Ice Age set. For a little bit of context, so Ice Age was the 6th expansion released in 1995 of Magic the Gathering. And for those wondering, well, you have to know that many of the cards in this collection are proofs given to artists that no longer live or that simply don't want to have relations with the public. The problem, so, is that it's very difficult, if not impossible, to acquire some of these cards in the form of course, artist proof. For those wondering, I suppose you already know, but a proof, it's a card that the Wizard of the Coast gives to the artist who made the art for a specific card in usually 30 copies or 50 copies. And this video is actually sort of a memoir of this collection, because the owner decided to part with it, since this is a $25,000 set, complete set. 383 cards, which are 121 rares, 121 uncommons, and 121 commons, plus 20 basics, are so difficult to acquire as a set that, as I mentioned before, it's almost impossible. So the price is that high, and the owner decided to try and sell the set, since it's no longer attached to them, and is hoping to find someone who's willing to take them home. So, if you have some time, this will be a journey through the collection, looking at some of the incredible art of Ice Age, which personally I love, and some of the most iconic cards Magic ever had, which are still playable, to be honest. I mean, a lot of them, of course. Some are hyper trash, like even when they were released, but let's what's the English word, like glissare, it's in Italian, so it's like not look at the problem. And what is special about Ice Age, you may ask? Well, first of all, it was set after the Brothers' War in Dominaria, in a snowy environment. So we had for the first time, for example, the snow-covered lands, which are still used today, and snowy creatures such as Goat, the mountain goat, which, as a collector of misprints and errors, you have to have at least one with an error. I have the V symbol 5th edition S Chinese and an ink blotch, I think. Well, plus all the environments and non-basic lands were snow covered in the art. Plus, for the first time, Wizard created the pain lands, such as Brushland or the Underground River, which got reprinted, if I'm not mistaken, in 8th edition, for sure in 10th edition, and recently. And regarding the artists, we had cards made by Christopher Rush, such as Seraphim. We have Brainstorm, the funky art of Brainstorm, and some cool illustrations, such as the L.A. Williams Counterspell, which is an illustration made by a photography of a bodybuilder, Linda Murray, I think, which are super funky if you look at them today. Regardless, they are unique pieces of art, which are important pieces of the history of Magic the Gathering. Plus, we have a lot of art made by Harold McNeil, which is super controversial because on an art perspective style, he's incredible. The fog, for example, made by him is astonishing. So it's like this cloudy mist which traverse the woods, but the artist, it's a problem because he's a believer of certain practices which we all hate, especially in these times where things are not looking so good. And moving on, we have though something incredibly cool, for example, like the art on the Lurgoyf. So the art for the Lurgoyf was made by Pete Venters. I mean, you can see immediately that he's a style. But have you ever noticed that near his mouth you could see that he's holding something? Well, if I'm not mistaken, that's Safi Eriksdotter, which in Ice Age was chewed on by this beautiful creature. And you can see also in the art for Safi on the Time Spiral printing, which she's like running from something. Well, that's his fate calling her. But we could go on and on telling stories about the art, the lore of the set, which was super good in those days. And I don't know, like now we are at the artifacts where there are iconic pieces like Jester's cap, Jester's mask, the pentagram of the ages, or something like the jeweled amulet, which is a super underrated card in my opinion, by Dan Frazier, which costs 0 and you can play it in Chad, or I don't know, in a deck where you run low CNC artifacts. Personally, I use it in my Kozilek deck, and you can charge it, well, only one time, but still is a 0 cost mana artifact, which provides mana the, well, 2 turns later, but you have a mana jump in a later turn. And I think I'd like to tell about the old sets. It is the fact that these cards are special in a sense that the ability that they provide are strange for the game we are used to play these days, and the potential they have is well more hidden than the recently printed cards, because some mechanics were forgotten or were clunky, and sometimes you have a card that jumps in price really high because of its ability that was hidden in the time, and nobody uses them until someone figure out that it was a good card. For example, Illusion of Grandeur, which has this ability of cumulative upkeep, was the most pricey card of the set. Now it is not, because for example we have something like the Demonic Consultation, which is a hyper strong combo with Tassa's Oracle, or I don't know, Icequake, which was an uncommon, is playable in Pauper because it was printed on Magic Online as a common. And so this way, from time to time, we have some reserve red list or cards like Mystic Remora, which spikes in price uncontrolled until they got reprinted. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes it is not. Mystic Remora could be reprinted, and it's been reprinted. Cards like, I don't know, Illusionary Presence will never be reprinted. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great day.